In this video, I'm going to share with you from start to finish the exact steps I took to manifest the man who I knew would become my husband. When I manifested him into my life for the first time, he came in 3 weeks and we were engaged 4 months later. So I want to take you through a very detailed step-by-step process of exactly what I did. So if you want to manifest a serious relationship or you want to manifest the love of your life, you can follow this pathway and manifest it just as I did. Before I jump in, I want you to know that my course I Do is on sale this week only for 40% off. This is my signature Manifesting Marriage course. There's been tons of success stories with this course, and it's really a very detailed guide for you to manifest marriage if that is what you're looking for. So definitely check it out. I will link it up above, and it will also be linked below in the description. Okay, so let's dive in. So the first thing I did to manifest the man who would become my husband is I prepared to go all in with the process. What does this mean? Well, it definitely doesn't mean I was preparing to be obsessed with it or desperate to manifest him. It didn't feel like that, but it did feel like I was setting out on a journey and I knew what I wanted. I wanted to meet the man I was gonna marry, and I wanted to get into a serious relationship with him, and I wanted to get married really soon after meeting him. These were things I was super clear about, among other things like who he was and who I was, but I'll get to that in a second. And so I was prepared to fully stand by this desire and to do everything I could to really know that this man was going to come into my life. I went all in the process. So the way you can implement this step is choose your desired result, whether it's a relationship or it actually is marriage, and go all in. Do the techniques, really start to change yourself so you can believe that this end result is going to come to you. It's when we change that we get new results in our 3D reality. And that's what I did when I was manifesting my husband. The second thing I did when I was manifesting the man who became my husband was I got very clear on who he was. I did not know my husband before I met him or before I manifested him, but I had a clear vision within of who this man would be, of what our relationship would be like, of what qualities he would have. So how I would do this was, first of all, I really imagined, well, what things do I want most in a partner? For me, I wanted someone I can trust completely, someone who is very present with me, someone who I could fully rely on. I knew that if this was going to be an all-in relationship and we were going to start a family together, those were some of the qualities that I really wanted. So how you can implement this step is create a list. What are the qualities that you really want in a partner? How do you want them to treat you? How do you want them to show up with you? Who do you want them to be in the world? When you know these things, it's helping you get a clear idea of the person you want to be with. All of this inner work is creating that imaginal experience of being with someone like this, which is calling this person into your life. Number 3, I got very clear on who I was as a wife. When we are manifesting, we are stepping into a new version of ourselves, the version of ourselves who is already living the life we want to live, who already is living the desired reality. And so for me, I had to stop thinking of myself as single Shelly, and I had to move into the direction of feeling like I was already partnered. I was already someone's wife. This can really just feel like pretend. It can feel like you're using your imagination to play with and come up with this new idea of who you are. But you want to get very clear on, who am I in this relationship? Some of the things I would do to act as if I already was a wife was just think simple things like, oh, I wonder what my husband wants for dinner, or, oh, I wonder what we're gonna do for vacation this year. Thinking about things that are just really normal are things that you would do if you were in a relationship. I just brought thoughts like that into my mind and would think them often, and I was doing this to conjure up the inner experience of already being in this relationship, knowing that when I felt like I was already in this relationship a lot in my inner world, it was going to be one of the things that would magnetize this relationship to me. Number 4, I would do techniques, all different types, and I would do them often. So when I was manifesting my husband, I would do inner conversations, I would do scripting, I would do acting as if, I would do affirmations, I would do meditations, I would do all different types of techniques, and I would do them a lot. We have to remember what manifesting is all about. You are essentially changing the way that you dominantly think, which changes the way you dominantly feel, which changes the way you act in the world, which changes your expectations, and that changes the results you create in your life. And so by going all into this process of manifesting him, I was willing to do all the different techniques because each of them made me feel like I was married or in this relationship in a new and different way. So inner conversations would make me feel really close to him, and we were having a conversation and I could really feel his love. When I was doing scripting, I would be writing out examples of things that we would do together in our relationship, or vacations we would have, or experiences on dates we would have, just simple things, but creating the whole scene. When I do a meditation, often I would lay down in my bed and I'd wrap my arms around myself, and it was almost like I could feel him here with me. All of these different practices were helping me feel the wish fulfilled in a different way, and this is all part of manifesting that new reality. Number 5 on how I manifested my husband in less than a month, I did not have a timeline. I did not put pressure on myself to make this relationship come in a certain amount of time, to make sure he came in a certain amount of time. Now, granted, I did want him to come fast. I was already in my 40s. I knew I wanted to start a family with him. So I knew I wanted the relationship to happen quickly, or the manifestation to come in quickly. Yet I did not put the added pressure on myself that this has to happen by this timeline. What I find with people who are manifesting on a timeline is they get obsessed with the time in which the manifestation has to come. And because they're thinking of that timeline, they're actually saturating their inner world even more with it's not here yet. The thing we have to do when we want a manifestation to come really, really fast is to start thinking and feeling as if the manifestation is already here as much as possible. You want to do a lot of different techniques that are saturating your inner world to make you feel like it's already yours. What you'll find when you're doing these techniques and you're doing them correctly is you're going to start to feel a lot more optimistic that your manifestation is going to come. And the reason you're going to feel more optimistic is because you are starting to change. You're starting to think and feel as if, yes, I can have this. Yes, of course I can get married. Yes, of course I'm meant to be a wife. Yes, this is meant for me. By intentionally focusing your thoughts and your mind on having your desired result, you automatically are just going to expect that it's going to happen to you. That's when you know your manifestation is really, really close. And that leads me to the 6th tip, which is by doing all these different techniques, by committing to the process, by really doing the work of imagining him and imagining myself and imagining our relationship, I took myself into the knowing that he was going to show up. So in my opinion, this is how you really know manifesting is working. When you arrive into the inner state of expecting the outcome. Often when we start out on the manifesting journey, we don't really believe we're going to get the thing we want. So when you're starting out manifesting a relationship, or perhaps it's money, or perhaps it's a new career, you may not really believe you can have that thing. But when you do the techniques that I've outlined in this video and all of my videos, and you really start thinking like a person who already has your desire, something really incredible happens. You start to believe that actually you can have that thing. Actually, the relationship is going to come into your life. You start to change, and eventually a knowing dawns upon you, and that knowing is, yes, of course I'm going to manifest my dream person. Of course I'm going to get married this year. That is what's meant for me. When you arrive into that knowing, you know it's going to happen for you. And that is the most powerful position to be to manifest anything you want. So those are my 6 tips for you to manifest marriage this year. Tell me in the comments below which one you are going to start doing right away to manifest your dream relationship. Also remember that I Do is on sale. The link is in the description below. That is a very in-depth process that I can take you through to manifest marriage. Tons of success stories down there, so definitely check it out. Thank you so much for being here with me in this video. And if you want to learn my top 8 practices to manifest marriage this year, definitely check out this video right here. I'll see you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye.